What is going on, everybody? Sports expert here, and we do have some breaking news in the MLB. The World Series is over. The Atlanta Braves have won in 6 games, and now here comes the offseason. We have our first trade. The hot stove has begun. The Detroit Tigers, they're acquiring catcher Tucker Barnhart from the Cincinnati Reds for infield prospect Nick Quintana. Interesting trade by the Reds, as Barnhart, he's a solid player. He can play catcher, first base. Definitely a nice pickup for the Tigers, but it seems like the Reds were more inclined on Tyler Stevenson, who's been great for them in his first 2 seasons. Former top 100 prospect, been very good for them. It looks like they'll move on with him as their guy, and they try to get something back for Barnhart. Just a bit of a middle infield prospect. It looks like they're going to go with in a different direction as towards backup, maybe a better defensive option. So that's what I think the Cincinnati Reds are kind of doing here. So yeah, but the Tigers make their first move of the year. They're going to be aggressive this offseason. They get their catcher in Tucker Barnhart. So Barnhart will probably be the starting catcher this year. And it looks like, the DH spot is open. That might go to Miggy. And maybe, I don't know, maybe they consider putting a guy like Eric Haas at first base. Yeah, but Haas can play the outfield too. He can play left field, right field. So if you guys are worried that Eric Haas might lose his starting job, don't be worried. He can play all over the field. He's already shown that, so they might find a place for him. But yeah, really good pickup for the Tigers. He's about a career 250, 270 hitter around there. Between there, he's done a good job in Cincinnati. Not the greatest defender in the world, but definitely has some pop in his bat. He's a decent offensive player. And the Tigers are looking for offense, and that's what they got with Tucker Barnhart. And Tucker Barnhart has history against the AL Central where he's done decent, especially with my Cleveland Indians. So yeah, but I really like this pickup for the Detroit Tigers. The Tigers are trying to contend this year, and they're going in the right direction. We'll see what the rest of the AL Central responds with that. The Cleveland Indians, the Indians, they're going to be the Guardians, but the White Sox, they're already up there, but I wonder how the teams like Cleveland and Minnesota respond. Same with Kansas City, but I don't know what Kansas City is going to do. I don't know if they'll be too aggressive, but Cleveland and Minnesota will be interesting to watch. And you know what? Yeah, I think you put Kansas City in there too. I think the whole division will try to compete at least, but maybe Cleveland doesn't try to compete, but Kansas City not yet, but Minnesota will try to compete again. So you got those 3 teams. We'll see what happens. As a Cleveland fan, I don't know if we're competing this year. We want an outfielder, but we'll see what happens. So I appreciate everyone being your sports expert here. Please hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Turn on the post notification bell. I'll be posting about every MLB trade and news that's coming out. And yeah, and like the video, comment what you think about this trade. It's an interesting trade. So as Tucker Barnhart is headed to the Detroit Tigers, I'm out, guys. Sports expert here. And yep, Nick Quintana, he's an infield prospect. Not sure if he's top 30 or not, but he is headed to the the Cincinnati Reds. A really good pickup here. Cleveland, it wouldn't have been a bad pickup for Cleveland, but it looks like Austin Hedges might be the catcher this year. So fans want teams like defensive catchers, and they like offensive catchers. Seems like the Tigers aren't really caring about this one here, but they go with the guy that has much more offensive game. There's teams like my Indians. They go with a defensive catcher. So that means we'll probably have Austin Hedges as their catcher. But, appreciate everyone being here. Sports expert here. Barnhart to Detroit. Peace.